Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legends class Skywarp. Yeah, I know, it's lame. I'm waiting for a couple more new figures to come in. Still got some more figures to look at, but these guys were on the shelf of things I wanted to do first. And tomorrow we'll take a look at Thundercracker, the leader Thundercracker. So anyway, here he is in his jet mode, or wow, his bot mode. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He does have that IDW kind of feel going on there. That's for sure. Posability wise, his head does nothing. Shoulders are all in these ball joints. These can rotate, but that's just because they're plugged in. Elbows are on ball joints, so good range of motion there. Nothing at the waist. Hips are ball joints, and knees got a single pin, and then the toe pivots and the heel pivots. But yeah, that's it. That's really all there is to it. I've already looked at this mold twice, but let's just do it again real quick. Let's take these out, and what you want to do is rotate this down, take the legs here, flip them heel and toe spur together, flip out the tail fins, tab that together just like that, pull this out, this will rotate up, tabs into place, flip out the nose cone, that kind of just sits in place, doesn't really tab in. This will rotate down, and that's right, you don't need to remove the null rays, but there's a tab right here. They'll plug into this slot right here, so just rotate this over, tab it in, rotate this over, tab it in, and then you put the null rays back on, which we didn't really need to remove. Just like that. Now, what's kind of crappy is the fact that the original mold of this being the Starscream and then the original repaint being Acid Storm both came with Target Masters. This does not come with a Target Master, and it's actually $1 more than those guys were. So it's to the point where these things are kind of starting to question whether or not they're worth that $11, just because they're cheap. Anyway, landing gear, he's got the front one up here. Folds out. And I guess these are supposed to be his molded in landing gear here on his knees. And just, there you go. It's a fun little jet. Now I'm getting these, I got this guy just because I'm kind of interested in building kind of like to goof around my Legends class collection. So yeah, I'm looking at maybe getting like the DX9 little mini Tyrant. But yeah, there you go. So this is one of those scales. This figure does not work with anything other than Legends, and even then it's not the best fit, because like here's Power Glide, who's taller than him, and that's not even close to being correct here. Of course, here he is with Classic Seeker, and that doesn't look right at all. I mean, no, just no. And of course, Classics Prime, not at all. So, might have to get my own Legend scale. But, at the same time, here are a couple Cyberjets. And more than anything, this is kind of why I was interested in picking up all the Legend Seekers. Because now, these Legend Seekers are pretty much in scale with the Cyberjets. So that's actually pretty cool. I really dig that. And I'm going to attempt this. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to bet that these null rays, because they have the smaller port at the bottom, and the Legends class weapons fit in the Cyberjet's hands. I'm betting this is going to fit into his hand too. And it does. So there you go. Cyberjets can use the null rays from the Seekers, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, there you go. All in all, my issue here is the fact that, okay, here's one of my biggest issues here. You know, while this guy, you know, he's got some hollow bits, and hollow bit, you know, hollow. He still feels like he's got more plastic to him, more detail, more. I mean, you know, he's got the pressure launcher, missile launcher going on, and these guys are what, 20 years old, 21. You know, they're old enough to drink. And this guy here, you know, you got the hollow bits, you know, he's pretty hollow too. But it's like it's taken, somebody else pointed this out a while ago, but it's like it's taken 21 years for Hasbro to catch up with themselves. These guys also have no soft plastic on them. You know, they've got the clear plastic and it's used properly, you know, in the cockpit piece, in the glass visor, and these guys were $5 back in the day. This is $11 now. When you look at it that way, it's really hard to sit here and say this is great figure, because it doesn't feel up to Hasbro standards 21 years ago. You know, like, you know, this guy I can almost say is up to standards, but at the same time, he's only got a swivel on his head. He's got a ball joint. He's only got hinges for elbows. He's got ball jointed elbows. You know, everything else is ball joint, you know, hollow. But he also doesn't have a working missile launcher. Although I would actually say he's in the same category as the Cyberjets in awesomeness. But this guy, he just doesn't feel like he's got it as good. So it's kind of like a good extra jet. I would say I'm gonna rate him. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. You know, I like him. You know, I want to get all of them again, and you know, and just use them as the Seekers. You know, filling in ranks for Cyberjets. You know, so I can have just this massive army of Cyberjets, all in this scale, and then maybe try and find like a Galvatron that's a little bit taller than the rest, or a Megatron to lead them all. So, anyway, yeah, there you go. There's the Legends class Skywarp.